everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps, Origin Part 6. Today is August 9th, 2021, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point. Or if you are more of an audiocast inclined individual, you can check us out anywhere audiocasts are being made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on that Discord. The link can be found in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video, this VOD, audiocast, whatever medium you are finding us on, description down below. You can find our Discord there. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, stickers, journals, and most importantly, we have face masks. That's right, we have Tiamat masks. The symbol of Tiamat designed by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, where all of the proceeds go to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey RJ, who you playing today?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and today I'm playing Caelum, the Shadowkai Wizard.
Hello everybody, I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter. We're both she/her.
Wait, I'm Cyber. You see your anti-pronouns. I play Arjhan. He is a Draconian Ranger and Cleric who uses he/him pronouns.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be playing as Coriander, the Elegian Paladin, who uses she, they, and he pronouns. I use she/her.
And I am the Indoor Adventurer, he, him, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, our group had just gotten done rejoining, as it were. Caelum having had to take a series of 10 days to reconstitute as a lich, Gwen having performed a feat of heroics for Talos, the Storm Lord, in order to regain her body once again, and Cori seemed to wait inside of a ring of mind shielding, hoping that her friends would eventually make a right decision, which they did, allowing her to return with the help of Elistray. It was then at that point that together your group decided that, well, it was going to be time to hear out Elistray for her plan to fully defeat Kyuss. However, due to I want to say, I would call them inter-party tensions, but Elistray is not really part of said group, that Arjhan and Gwen decided that they were going to go for a walk, try and blow off some steam, and not communicate with the moon goddess that is partially responsible for the death of 3 out of 4 of you, tangentially, while leaving the elves to go and be by themselves when talking to Elistray, which historically has proven to be a very good idea for everyone. So, when we are going to be starting off tonight's session, we ended last time with the group splitting up and determining what they wanted to do. We are going to go first to Arjhan and Gwen, as you guys are on the path to go towards the area where you had faced off against Kyuss. You know that it's about a mile in order to get there to this location. Are there any conversations that the two of you would like to have on the pathway there?
Not specifically.
I mean, Arjhan's kind of, just quietly walking there.
And Gwen has already regaled Arjhan with the tale of Talos and what she had to do, right?
Yeah, we could have that be the conversation. I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like he asked previously, and you guys did have a set of days before this event. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she'll. What was the god's name that I
Malar.
Malar.
Also, does Arjhan know who Malar is?
Make a religion check.
13.
Malar, I'd say with a 13, like you've heard of him. He's known as like the Beast Lord, and he typically has a more ne'er-do-well inclined follower base, like evil shapeshifters, evil hunters, that kind of thing. Like typically if there's a deity of the woods that people are following, it is not this guy, but he is found in sects around the world that you probably have heard of. Although again, like dealing with them as a whole, you're pretty sure you've never met an active follower of Malar before.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, his face was all fucked up. Like a vampire wolf thing with like just a red. It was weird.
We really have to keep getting entangled with all these gods, don't we?
Hey. We're not entangled with him. I just had to do a thing. It is over now. And my god is now, I got this. That's pretty cool. But, just I'm leaving it alone. It is what it is.
I hope you're right.
Come on. Talos wouldn't do that. Talos is like the most hands off.
He took your eye.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone has a payment, right? It's not like I can't see. At least it wasn't a fake creature, right? Am I right? No offense, Cor. Well, Corey's not here.
You got me there.
That's right. Yeah.
Flashbacks to Baldur's Gate 3.
Bum, bum, bum.
A hag will take your eye.
That's awesome. I need to play that game eventually.
Yeah. So, like, just as a recap, because we've been walking for a while, what are we gonna go do?
I just want to go back to where all this happened. Just be there and try and recognize that I am far away from it now. As like time. Like it's over. It's done. So I don't have to live in that moment anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure that was pretty rough for you.
And truth be told, a lot of those moments don't make a lot of sense to me.
Like in the battle or like after the battle?
After.
Right. What was it like? Your emotions kind of just got the best of you. Like I've seen people die a lot, and usually it's rage for me, like the need for revenge. But I don't think you roll like that.
Arjhan doesn't know how to answer that because he absolutely is.
Yeah. Well, hopefully my hammer's still there.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
I kind of missed that.
Whenever your hammer explodes and then you... Okay. Yeah, we should make sure that that's still there.
Yeah, if I don't like resummon it into my hand after like a little bit of time, it kind of just like appears where it was, and it's not like a Thor's hammer situation, you know, the Norse god.
What's Norse?
Sorry, I don't know how I knew that.
You went to
maybe this is
Ysgard.
my-
It's fine.
Yeah. No, he yeah, so like anyone can kind of pick it up, so I really should like grab that before someone else picks it up. Because that was a gift. I think. I don't actually remember. That was a really long time ago.
It was a gift from some pirates that you murdered on the with some birds.
You got that
sounds
the
about right.
first time that I died.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Well, it was a gift for me from me, so.
It was a treat yourself kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, as the two of you are walking and talking about this, Arjhan, as you get near this space, as you get near this place, you see Gwen's hammer just sort of like chilling, like hammer head down, shaft like sticking up as the heavier part sinks to the bottom, seeming to have like fallen out of the sky and just sort of landed without much care. But as you are nearing this place, you can feel a tightness in your chest as you get closer to the place where you were able to stop the worm colossus. Your breath catches as you realize that you've been holding it, nearing up to this place as well, and it just sort of feels wrong. It's empty, but like there's still something here that lingers. Elistre claimed that she had cleared off the remaining powers of Kyuss, but it's hard not to feel his lingering effects here in this place. While most of the ground where Kyuss's tread has become has a more vesicular quality to it, it has more of these almost like volcanic porous rock where Kyuss had tread. There is one spot in particular that is almost marble smooth, and that is the place where your friends had been taken from you. And looking out over this lunar landscape, it's almost shocking to think that a nightmarish scene like this would have unfolded a little more than 10 days ago now. You've had to combat the forces of worms 3 times now, and each time not without consequence. Shroudport, Vascor, and now here. But so many on the plane below weren't as lucky with your friends being able to actually return to you. And it's harrowing as you walk around and look at this place with your draconic eyes taking in the environment that could have been your last fight. As it has over the last series of days, your mind wanders over each and every second of the fight, each bolt you fired, every flap of your wings, and the risks that you took to try and save the people that were closest to you. You look down at the spot where you had stood after all was said and done, and you can see the dried blood that you had coughed up after Gwen's barbarians had voiced a prayer to their companion. Even at just a glance, though, you recognize that this is different somehow. You've had coughing fits for quite some time, with some being worse than others, but never have you seen your blood congeal in a raised fashion. Typically, it would dry, or as it would.
I think I've seen it once.
Yeah, just the one.
I think I've seen it do that once.
Yeah. That was a wild time. But this blood looks almost as if it has a hardened layer over it, like a day-old cut attempting to heal. And more curious still, you are most certain that your blood has never dried into legible draconic writing.
The fuck?
Writing that looks like yours. And reading it, it says, "I have seen reflections, not my own, and you are not the first. Meet me in Deep Mirror Hall within the Great Maw. I have questions and answers. Have you seen the Smiling Man?"
Oh shit, bud, are you okay?
Arjhan's gonna turn around. A question for you, because I really fucking hate being here. On the ground next to me. What does that look like?
I will look.
It looks messy. It looks like dried blood.
Oh.
It looks like it has like some sort of like pattern to it. You can't read Draconic, so that's not really helpful on your end, but it does look like it is dried into some form of script.
Huh. It kind of looks like your tattoo.
Oh, okay. So
Did you cough that up?
Yeah, I do remember coughing. I was beaten to shit. Yeah, there were a lot of body fluids coming out of me.
Yeah.
Mostly blood.
Okay. What does it say?
And I'll repeat what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because I don't remember it.
Which was, I have seen reflections, not my own, and you are not the first. Meet me within Deep Mirror Hall within the Great Maw. I have questions and answers. Have you seen the Smiling Man?
Have you seen the Smiling Man?
I mean, a lot of men smile, but I assume the Smiling Man would be pretty fucking hard to miss.
Yeah, Arjhan, you can make an insight check on that one.
16.
16. You remember when the event that had caused you to cough up this particular blood was hearing a voice that sounded similar to yours say, I got a 17. And when you had looked in the sky, there were what looked like breaks of these like open panes, almost like glass with silhouettes in each one. And in the center between two on either side was a silhouetted figure that you could just see a large smile on. And you've seen that twice now.
I mean, couldn't be. It's not fucking real. Do you know about what the Great Maw is, or the mirror thing? Indoor, I'm gonna need this written down in case it in chat.
Yeah. So, Great Maw, as you will remember, is the cavern in the Unan village where Jirana is from. This old ancient white dragon that had perished up beyond the reach of civilization. That is the Great Maw. As far as what Deep Mirror Hall is, you are not sure what that means.
The Great Maw. You wanted to see if we can get your tribe sort of over there, right? At least some trade in between them.
Yeah, kinda.
Might be worth checking out.
I mean, yeah, I'm totally down for that. Like, okay, I'm just like, I feel like I have half the story here. Did you see something? Do you see this smiling face?
I mean, I was hallucinating, yeah. Look, a lot of fucked up
But
shit
were you?
happened.
I mean, it's here.
I have to have been.
Okay, look. I died, okay? Never thought it was gonna happen, but here we are. I went to a different plane of existence, met my god, again, never thought that was gonna happen. Got to see this weird, fucked up, like, lycanthrope with a red face. I feel like we're past the realm of, like, couldn't be real. We're on the moon, Arjhan. We are on the moon.
Yes, and the moon is a very real thing.
This is too, right? Where's your sense of adventure?
My sense of adventure is saying we should go check this out and
Yeah.
see if it is real
Yes.
or if it's just following my body fluids to somewhere that's doesn't mean anything. Look,
I'm gonna
this
be
doesn't
real with
fucking make sense.
I'm gonna be real with you, Arjhan. I've followed my body fluids to a lot of things that don't make sense, but it's always a fun time.
I don't know what that means, and I don't know if I care to.
No, it's all right. You know, it was kind of a joke, but also a true thing. So yes, let's do it. We'll make a plan, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And speaking of plans that are being made, we are going to cut over to Cori and Caelum as the two of you are going to meet up with Illustrate. When you arrive in the forge room, Cori, you have with you your shield. I will send to you what the final draft of what it ends up doing here in by the end of the night. I will have that to you. It's mostly what we talked about, as well as a few adjustments that were made to it. I don't think that they will come up necessarily in today's game, so we should be fine. But you have this thing, so you will gain the Eclipse Shield, as it has been named.
I found it in D&D Beyond.
Oh God, because I hope not, because it's not in its final version yet, and I didn't hit publish. Why did D&D Beyond do this to me?
You do not have to publish to share them within your campaign.
Whoops. All right.
I'll just
equip it for now. No, equip it. It's all mostly there. It's just figuring out wording at this point.
Understood.
Yes. You and Caelum arrive, and I would like to believe that Oliviette is there as well. She's been spending a lot of her time with Elistray, as one is wont to do when your patron deity is very present. It seems like she's having a chill time hanging out with Elistray, like more just like talking with her about what she can do to bring essentially to fix the current lack of followers situation that Elistray had, as most of the moon elves here met a worm-like fate not a little over 10 days ago, as you are all very well aware. But when you arrive, their conversation is put on hold, and Elistray says, it's nice of you the two of you to join. Are your friends not going to be joining us?
We'll update them later.
All right. Well, and she just sort of nods and says, I understand. Tensions are a little high at the moment, I feel, and if you would deliver a message to your friend Arjhan, I would like to apologize again. He will understand, hopefully, what I mean by this. Now, what you've all helped here for, what you've all come here for, is nothing short of a miracle. And I express my sincerest gratitude to the two of you who are present, and Oliviette and everyone who helped to defend this place. As I said at the beginning, this cathedral houses plans to defeat Kyuss. But if Kyuss were to have gained those plans for himself, it could have meant, well, something much more dangerous. I can trust you for, can't I?
Caelum side-eyes Cori.
In the broadest daylight, yes.
She nods. Truth be told, there is nothing on the material plane as it stands that can defeat Kyuss. He is innumerable, his powers vast. He alone stems from a plane made of himself. Where once he was a wizard, now he is a devourer. He is beyond that. He has become elder. But there was a plan devised to seal away beings such as he. The first attempt was one of the oldest children. If you are familiar with the tale of Tharisden, you will know that not all work turned out according to our plan. With Kyuss, we have made revisions. There is a way to seal him. If you are familiar with the process of sentient items of sorts, such as the ring that you bear, Caelum of the Fallen Leaves.
Familiar, yes.
One would just need access to the spirit of a creature, not the body, in order to defeat them. And that is how we shall defeat Kyuss. However, this plan involves 3 stages. The first, before the Sea of Burning Night, as you know it, came to be what it was a great valley. And inside of that valley, there were a people known as the Caelum. When ruling members of the Caelum, famous warriors, other such individuals would grow older in age, they would let themselves be sealed into magic items that epitomized what they had become. This was done in a way to pass on knowledge from one generation to the next. And when the Sea of Burning Nights became what it was, that is when we saw a loss. But the steps are still there. The process is still there. If you travel out into the sea, with Oliviette's help, I'm sure, she can take you to what would be the Mirai Valley. It is there that you will find weapons, items, something there that will be powerful enough to house the spirit of Kyuss. There is, however, a catch. Part of the second phase of this plan. The Caelum were skilled in turning warriors, kings, those who volunteered, into these items. Kyuss will not go willingly. However, there is one individual, one powerful being amongst all others who has kept the secret of how to house individuals such as myself, individuals as powerful as Kyuss and others, into magical items. In order to gain their knowledge, you must speak to the Lord of Bator. You must find Asmodeus, and you must convince him to share with you this knowledge. Thirdly, as I am sure you are aware of at this point, Kyuss did not get to where he was today without external help. Help from beyond. There is one creature left alive, in a sense, that knows Kyuss's true name. Something with which you could bind him to this weapon. But in order to do that, you must travel to the Abyss. For the one who knows his name is Orcus.
There's a very dry laugh from Caelum.
Alistray looks at you and sort of tilts her head.
It's all connecting.
I'm sorry.
Plane 113. It is a plane of the abyss. During the sundering, one of the sigils pointed there. I guess if we head down there, we'll get some more answers.
It seems you've thought this all out. If I may provide some counsel.
And she extends her hand, gives you permission to speak.
You're aware of the crisis we had regarding the Winter Fae in the Feywild.
I am.
Binding away a spirit into an item is not necessarily a long-term solution. Or a permanent one at that.
You are unfamiliar with the contractual obligations Asmodeus is able to set in place. To bind a spirit is one thing, but to do so the way that they do in the Hells is borderline damnation. There's the story of an old magister who thought that they would be able to compete against Asmodeus, become a god of magic with the help of this infernal individual. Asmodeus tricked them, and now Savras exists as a staff that Asmodeus uses to his leisure.
Well, if it's as dire as all that, what hope have we of dealing with Asmodeus? I don't necessarily have the greatest track record with not being tricked.
I mean, mutual interest for the devil. No material plane means no more souls going down for damnation, means no more revenue.
No more revenue and no more recruits for their blood war.
Sounds like bartering. Need to get Arjhan at this table.
This is something you will be able to hopefully convince your friends of doing. Powers such as this can be used not just on creatures such as Kyuss, as I've explained. If Kyuss were to gain this information himself, he could turn pantheons into playthings. This is why I entrusted this knowledge to you all.
So that's the plan then. Find an item, find his name, find out how to do it.
Illustrate nods.
Shove Kyuss into said magic item and then launch magic item into sun.
That is an option, yes.
I like that option.
We've already had worms on the moon. We don't need worms on the sun as well. We'll figure something out.
You have my thanks. Is there anything else that you would ask of me?
She looks at Oliviette and back to Elistray and says, "Never stop looking after for her."
Elistray nods.
Have you any concerns, Caelum?
Your opinion on one thing, Lady Elistray.
Of course.
I have it in my intention and method to reverse the damage done to the Raven Queen. When that time comes, can I come to you for counsel?
Of course.
I just like more opinions.
A general
Have to do this.
consensus is good to take.
Well, especially when you're talking about sundering a soul. All right. Fiends, let's see, devils, demons, bottom of the ocean.
She nods.
I'm gonna have to look up a water breathing spell.
Okay. And that concludes Elistray's meeting. And I feel like she would then say, "When you are ready to depart, let me know, and I will send you to anywhere that I can." And 2 of you are done with your meeting. Job's done.
Job's done.
And I would say that as the 2 of you get to the room where you have all just been waiting up until this point and recovering, you see Arjhan and Gwen making their way back as well. And the 4 of you reunite.
So, how did it go?
Elistray wishes to apologize to you once again. Also, we may have a method of sealing Kyuss up.
Okay.
It's
Wait,
like
we're not gonna kill him?
I want to, honestly. But it might be hard to kill a god. So we're going to do the next best thing and damn his soul.
Like, damn it? Or like
Like
Like in-
without the inn.
right.
Yeah.
How? Like stick him in a sword or something?
Actually, yeah.
Oh,
I've
I've heard of that.
Yeah, we need to go places. One of them being Bator.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I've already been. I think
Oh, good.
everybody's been to Bator, right?
Is that where the dragon thing was? The big
Oh, wait, I was
It's
not
the
there.
Hells.
Oh, we get to go back to the Hells? Fucking sweet. Do we get to see your deity again? She was so nice.
Hold your horses on that, because after that, we need to go to an abyssal plane to talk to Orcus. Yeah.
What the fuck makes you think we can talk to Orcus?
That's what we need to do. He has Kai's true name.
Shit.
Yeah. But easy enough.
For Cori's sake, who is Orcus?
Undead deity
The
or demon.
demon lord of undeath.
Yeah.
Oh, someone. Is it? Should I talk to them?
Which
I-
no.
We are all more likely to be ripped out of our own bodies and
It's
forced
kind
to
of a-
walk his plane as thralls rather than
Which-
actually get a word out.
He's kind of an enormous deal. He was on the
Yeah.
cover to the 4th edition monster manual.
Stop it! You're gonna hurt him.
Which I would also like to point out, if we could, the Raven Queen has some grievances with undead, so having her in our corner might be beneficial. But before all that, we have to go to an ancient vault underneath the ocean, which houses supernatural weapons. Doesn't that sound fun, kids?
Like the
Arguably
ocean,
enough,
the
we could-
ocean.
Like the ocean. We gotta go swimming.
Oh yes, that's. It just occurred to me that Umberlee might have something to say about that.
We'll just toss her some coin. It'll be fine.
How much of that do we have left?
Well, Caelum goes into his pocket and pulls out the, not the Well of Many Worlds. Whoa,
That's a different item entirely.
portable hole. I've got 4 platinum, 653 gold, and 3 copper.
We
You
have
get to have money.
we have money.
Yeah.
Alright.
I don't have any money.
This is just money I just never gave back Arjhan. It's the change.
Mm.
Do you want it back?
I don't want to do that math right now.
Okay.
I'll wait until D&D Beyond adds currency to its new container system.
Oh, the container system's so nice, though.
Arguably enough, we could do any of these steps in any order.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything new in the blood that I just coughed up?
In the blood that you coughed up,
Can I trigger hallucinations now? Do I have
No.
that power?
roll a d100.
Uh-oh.
$75.
75. I think that Arjhan, looking into it, you see what looks like a snowy hillside and a figure with a black scaled tail like walking over said hillside.
I think I might have somewhere that I need to go as well.
Is this?
Great.
Are these things that we can like split up and do?
I doubt it.
Okay.
You know, just to prepare for the worst, I think we should just all be together for this one.
2 of these things require us to communicate with a devil and a demon at the highest rank that they can possibly be.
If we are going north, I can get some echo shards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me actually explain where it is that I want to go.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Whoops.
Yeah, I need to go to the Great Mall. My blood is talking to me, which is new.
You know what? Let's take care of personal stuff first before we go on any grand adventures, just in
Yeah.
case it comes back to bite us in the ass.
Yeah, it feels
Plus,
like
I
this is
can-
more of like a side quest.
Yeah.
And
Plus,
I'll-
I can get some echo shards.
yeah,
And if recent endeavors have anything to say about pursuing this particular effort, we should probably be getting our affairs in order.
If we have to see Orcus, if we have to confront Orcus, we need protection. And the Raven Queen might be the best person to do that.
Uh-huh. I could talk to Chua, too. I mean, like, we deal with undeath.
Yeah, but do you really want to expose her to a demon lord of undeath?
Oh, gosh, no, I'm not talking about, like, involving her in this, but she might have some information.
Cool.
Yeah, basically
ju-
doing my job for me, so I can't have her dying.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, our order.
Right. So, so the Raven Queen is the goddess of dying.
Mm-hmm.
And Orcus is the god of undead, like zombies, right?
He's not really a god. He's a demon.
Right.
Let's shy away from the word god and just say deity.
Right.
Well, yeah.
It's the same thing, but you know,
the patron of
Semantics.
undeath.
Right.
I feel like Raven Queen is something that we should do before that.
Okay.
I don't disagree.
Caelum, you should talk to I was gonna call her Alira. Jesus, what is the goddess that we're with right now?
Illustrate.
You should talk to Illustrate about that spell thing.
yeah, I've got her on speed sending.
The one that he wants
right.
to do to the Raven Queen.
Right.
Because she's a big old magic user.
Remembering Illustrate's portfolio.
If we need to go to the Hells,
Yeah.
who do we need to talk to in the Hells?
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus and Batur.
Asmodeus.
Rock me, Asmodeus.
At the very least, I don't think he'll kill us outright.
No?
He will try to trick us, though.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Are devils like that?
Yes. He's a well. It's really hard to think about that after the Astral Sea, but yeah. I'm making a deal with the devil is, well, there's a reason why that's a saying. Listening to them isn't going to kill us. And they are making generalizations, but having deals made with them is typically what they want. And we would need to be alive to do that. The demons. Honestly, they may be chaotic, but you can trust in that a little bit more.
Bit more predictable.
Mm-hmm. I predict that he will try and kill us and make us undead.
Too late.
Well, I have certain protections against that, so...
Wait, is Orcus gonna like Caelum or not like Caelum?
Not like him.
Oh.
Possibly because I was not an undead created by him.
You're a free agent.
Caelum has a mind.
Be like Tom Cats in an alley.
Uh-huh.
Not following that analogy. Can you explain it more?
Some cats don't like other cats.
That's true.
Territorial.
Anyway, I feel like in the order of the least dangerous to the most dangerous of the things that we currently have on the docket, or at least that were placed into us right now. Going to the Great Maw is probably the least dangerous because that's where are they white draconians or are they white dragonborn?
From what you know, they are mostly human. But Jirana is from there, and she has been. The rest of them decried that she was the most. That she was the blessed from the bloodline of the Great Maw themselves.
Because at least I have a connection to them, and Gwen would probably get along with them very well. Going to the bottom of the ocean would probably be. Well, we would need to go to the bottom of the fucking ocean, and there are a lot of horrible, horrible things down there, but at least none of them are
fuck the ocean
plotting.
Shh, don't say that.
Us.
We've had some bad things happen in the ocean. Let's not lie.
I died in the ocean.
Mhm.
I'm
I got
aware,
skewered.
okay? I met Umberly, okay? Let's not talk about the ocean. I don't want that experience again, all right? We can do it, but we need to. She is good and great.
We will pay our respects to Umberly and go to the bottom of the ocean, and hopefully she won't bite us in the ass whenever we do that.
And who knows, maybe Umberly will help us out.
Oh,
Honestly,
probably not, but
I'm just glad that water doesn't burn me anymore.
That's a plus.
Compared to that, I could probably face pretty much anything from the ocean. She knocks on her prosthetic arm.
I don't know what's going to be more dangerous between going into the Hells and going into the Shadowfell. Probably going into the Shadowfell being more dangerous.
Ocean feels pretty easy compared to that.
But I feel like if we talk to Asmodeus or any other devils before we fuck with the Raven Queen, they're going to try and want to get in on that. And that might cause more damage.
Right.
Maybe not.
Then
But
go north.
we also have a little bit of the protection of my goddess, and then I'm most worried about the abyss. Anyway. But yeah, I think going north should be our next move.
All right. Well, then I propose we deal with the Raven Queen after. We've been putting this off. Let's get it done. Need we forget? Amaris is still being kept by her.
yeah.
And look at it this way, Gwen. At the very least, you are freeing an entire people from mind control.
Who am I freeing from mind control?
My people, the Shatterkai
Oh.
people.
Sorry. Yes. That's good.
You ready for a heckin' revolution?
Yes. You know that's my favorite thing to do. I mean, besides, like, war.
Arjhan is uncomfortable because that is not what he said. But he's going to hold his tongue.
Right. I'm gonna go find me some pants.
Okay.
I thought that was just RJ.
Has Caelum been pantsless this whole time?
He's been wearing a robe.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All of his casual clothes got disintegrated.
Bless.
I'm going to go talk to the moon god without pants.
Okay.
She's naked.
She's naked.
I kind of
That
feel
is
like
on
the first
her.
time. Oh, so this is what this board meeting's about. All
Alice
right.
Stray is a nudist. I'm pretty sure everybody could be naked and it would be fine.
You're on the moon. He doesn't care.
Everyone's naked on the moon.
Yeah, but we need to dress up to be on her level.
You know what? Fair enough. Damn. I didn't think about it that way. All right. Well, let's get outfitted first, and then I suppose we head north.
Once we get back on the planet. Well, can't she just, like, put us somewhere? Or do we have to go back where we were?
Didn't she say that she could basically put us anywhere?
Yeah.
Oh, Elistray will take care of it.
Oh, solid.
Being a goddess has its perks.
Are you a god now?
It's a good question. I think I'm on my way to being.
That's
don't think-
awesome.
I don't think I'll always be, though.
Okay, just a point of, like, just before you forget all the things that went on when you were a little person. Not a little person, but like a mortal. Stop fucking meddling and shit.
We're doing a bad job of that.
Well, now that's fine. But, like, when you're a god, just kind of there's, like, a balance. I think Talos has it.
And with all due respect, you could kick my ass.
Right now?
Probably yes. All
Well,
I'm saying is I'm not so high and mighty as all that.
Right. Okay, I'm just saying, don't forget us little people when you ascend.
Gwen, you are larger than life.
She smiles.
I'm gonna go get some plate armor. I'm gonna get some goddamn moon armor.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily gonna make like Elistray, make me clothes. No, I'm gonna surely there are other like outfitters and such on the moon. There's an entire culture here. Like
Very small culture that got a lot smaller a little bit ago. As far as armor, they have very basic armor. It seems like they weren't of the war domain or the forge domain up here. A lot of these people were like light domain clerics, so like you're getting like at most medium armor. There's like one set of plate that's pretty dusty. Like no one's worn it since Clive wore it like 2 millennia ago, and it's just sort of sat there. It's not really sized for you.
The only quality forging that's happening on the moon is coming directly from Elistray.
Yeah, and like she makes stuff to last. Like they never have. It's not like she's like, oh, it's been like 3 years. It's time to update all of our silverware, everybody. Like,
well, in that case, I'll make it clear to the rest of the group that we should probably stop somewhere to get outfitted before we go north. Preferably find some magic armor. Just on account of, just in case I get fucking disintegrated again. So that stuff sticks around.
Where would you want to go?
What?
Where would you want to go to get that?
It's a good question.
I mean, they make armor in that Shard Mountains. How I got my gauntlets.
Might be like barbarian style, but
perhaps I should get my father on this.
We could also head into Certzelia.
Was that the sound of Caelum putting on pants?
Yep.
Amazing.
bless.
my thinking is right now, hopefully we have a way to teleport where I need to go. And it's going to be a lot more difficult of a journey if we don't take this opportunity.
Yep. We're going to need to buy like cold weather gear.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have, and he pulls out all of his like all the winter gear that we got whenever, Green Shade or Green Reach was getting all frozen.
Well, in that case, I could put in an order to my father. And we can get basically anything that we need.
Wait.
Hmm?
What happened to all of your clothes after we left the Feywild?
How do you mean?
So, like, I mean, would they have gotten disintegrated, or like Cori? I guess yours would still be in the Feywild, but
Well, it depends on how much stuff I was carrying on me.
Regular clothes, Cori, you probably had like a couple pairs, like, to change it up. Call it good on that. You were
like,
wearing
when you're
plate mail most of the time, though.
When you're traveling as an adventurer, you want to try and travel as light as possible. So she probably had like 2 changes of clothes. And like it's the kind of clothes that you can wear underneath plate mail. And now she's wearing her second change.
I'm just saying it would have been possible for Arjhan's bag of holding to have like our winter gear for everybody except maybe Cori.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that checks.
Yep.
Oh, I like the idea of. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't have yours, Cori. I assume you kept that with you during your time in the Feywild.
Kept what exactly? I'm sorry.
Your winter clothes. That's it.
Oh. Well,
Anyway.
yes.
I like the idea of asking Mr. Jonquil to get us some armor. There is a time differential from Feywild to here, so he can basically craft us anything, right?
Within reason. And we will have to outfit him with a little bit more liquidity.
How much?
That's a good question. Sounds like a great time, a great thing to work out later.
Come here. Come here.
Pulls out like 200 platinum bars.
Oh God.
Put
Put your hand on my shoulder.
Who?
Cori.
Oh. Which one?
Anyone. He's gonna connect to Cori's dad so that she can sending him.
Oh, fuck.
Roll a D100.
Roll. Oh no, 11.
An 11.
That's a 5%, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, you're fine. All right, so Cori, you got 25 words to let your dad know what's going on.
Okay. Father, I'm on the moon. Armor got disintegrated. In the market. For more? We'll send you funds. Please and thank you.
Daddy, please.
Daddy, please.
I want a golden goose.
Cori, it's been so long. I hope you're doing well. Disintegrated, you say? That sounds absolutely abhorrent. How did that happen? What kind of armor?
To shreds, you say?
Shreds, you say.
You only got 25. He's not sending anymore.
Here we go.
This is why we used the Ambleforth Express.
I got an 80 for the next sending.
Okay.
Okay. Plate, enchanted, resistance to, I don't know, what is Kyuss, like abyssal?
Ish.
Eldritch?
That one.
Sure. Resistance to eldritch things? Yeah, eldritch things. Surprise me.
Interjecting. I'd like a nightlight.
Is it possible to stop mid-sending and ask questions to people around you?
Yeah.
She like breaks off the sending and turns to her friends and says, "Anything you all want?"
Large burger with fries.
I don't particularly wear armor, but no.
See about-
Fey baked goods.
Could we see about getting Arjhan some braces of defense, or are you full up on items?
I have, well, right now I have Cori's old shield, just in a different configuration on me.
Mhm.
I believe I do have my, I can't see my items anymore because of all the containers that I didn't fill up. So right now I have the animated shield, the ring of spell storing, and my crossbow, but I believe I also have a cloak of protection. Braces of defense wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad at all.
Okay.
Doesn't Gwen have those?
The what?
Bracers,
Bracers
of
of
defense?
Braces of defense.
Yeah.
How about this? There's more. I'll send you a letter. Love you.
Eldritch, what have you gotten yourself into? I would love nothing more than to outfit you. I am running low on allowance. Trade you.
Oh. Okay. Would I know what he means by trade you?
Yes, give him money and he'll do this thing for you.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
It's a solid
Like-
trade.
Yeah, in my mind, like, trading is like, here, I'll give you an item of mine, and you, yeah, no. Money also applies. All right, we'll figure that out. We'll figure out exactly exactly what we're gonna order from him, and send him the funds for that, via the Ambleforth Express.
Ambleforth Express comes through with a Scholastics catalog.
What books do you want to order? No. So you send off those messages to dear old dad, and then your next stage is to get winter clothes for Cori, and then head out. Because you'd probably be able to find winter clothes here. That's not a difficult thing.
Just grab like some moon elf parkas.
Yeah.
I
Stars, moons in the corner.
And then, yeah, if you go and ask Elistray, she will say, Oliviette informs me that she has that she's volunteered to help. That the two of you have a way of teleporting to her ship. She'll begin making the journey across the sea of burning night to where you will all need to go eventually, in order to save you some time. Where can I take the four of you?
Would you all mind? After the fight, I've been having, I don't know, visions, hallucinations. I don't know if I'm going to find answers to them, but if I do, they're going to be in the Echo Shard Mountains, near the Great Mall. Can you bring us there?
Elistray nods and says, I hope you find the answers that you're looking for. And that she will ask for all of you to step inside of what looks like a spell circle that she has set up that is It is the one, Cori, that you got sent through before on your way back to the material plane the first time. And as the four of you are getting ready, Olivia will approach you.
I was gonna say I wanted to do one thing before we left.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm gonna pick up that dusty plate armor.
Okay.
So I've got a Moon Elf parka and some Moon Elf plate armor. And in a moment alone, Cori will wander out onto the surface of the moon, dig a like someplace like fairly remote, just kind of in the middle of a vast expanse of gray. She's going to dig about a 6-inch deep hole, and she's going to drop that jet ring in there and then cover it up.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Yeah. That's a natural one.
Okay.
I got a 1.
Sounds good.
No bonus to stealth.
No bonus there. So yeah, it's more of the like scoop, put in, then you like cover it up real quick. It's not like as deep. Like you're thinking it's like I would say it's like an inches meters situation. Like the Feywild just uses a different measuring system. It's on the moon.
I think she like just finds a crater, drops the ring into it, and then like scuffs her shoe over it to like cover it with dirt.
Yeah, I would think that's fine on that one.
Like that's decently lost.
You're like, well, no one's gonna fucking find it here, so
it's on the moon. Who's going to find it on the moon?
So yeah, you just get rid of that thing here. And then I would say again, before you leave, Olivia would take some time to come to you, and she says, I told you from the very beginning of this that, well, I'm sort of wrapped up in all of your bullshit now. You and your companions are friends. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm relieved.
When you find me, I will be at the town of Prospect. It's one of the few places that you can really make a rest stop out on the sea of burning night. It's an interesting place, but I think it will be worth it. Lot of good individuals there.
Then we'll see you there. She takes Oliviette's hand and raises it for a kiss. And as she does so, she looks at her and she says, you know, I would never have you do anything that would hurt you.
I know.
That's
why you would not let me go to the Feywild to fight with you against the never-ending winter.
Of course not. Just do not be deceived.
And she gives you she gives you a look. Just, I will do my best not to.
She nods and lets go of her hand.
And Oliviette says, try not to die again.
I will do my best.
Because if you do, I will hold out on mourning you for at least a year, just to see if it is really the last time. And I hope it won't be.
It's not a bad idea. I half expect you to come traipsing into whatever afterlife I wind up in, and asking to speak to the manager.
As it's not really my style. Speak with the manager never really gets you that far. points the pointy end of a rapier as a manager, you typically get what you want. And she will embrace you and say, "See you, Danza."
We'll see you soon.
And she will step out of the teleportation circle. And if the four of you are ready, have nothing else, no other preparations that you would like to do here upon the surface of the moon, then, yep.
I think Gwen just like is still staring at Elistray and like
Just
gives like a really, really awkward like wave.
mm-hmm.
Smile.
Ask for her hair. She might give you 3.
I feel like that's like an actual conversation between Gwen and Caelum, though. Like, that laugh was perfect for that.
Thanks.
And Elistray begins to dance along the ring of the teleportation circle. And as she does each step upon each of these specific sigils, they begin to glow with this vibrant silvered light that then encompasses all four of you, and your vision dissipates, as it usually does whenever you are transported anywhere. And when your vision comes to, it is dark. You are surrounded by pine trees, and most of you are about shin deep in snow outside of our halfling companion, and the wind howls. And that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. So we're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon.
Goodbye.
And we're back.
Steven!
Ah!
Why do Pokemon make bad roommates?
Oh, God, why?
Because they might Pikachu when you get in the shower.
That's... Oh, that was a level for the joke that I was not expecting. That was masterful. Sheer brilliance. Thank you.
My brain immediately went to Pikachu, but I did not have a sassy fan.
I was gonna think it was like, oh, it's because all they talk about is themselves. But that one works too. The Pikachu one, like, I've heard so long ago that I then forgot.
I had to fit it with the fan. The fan was the bit. The
Perfect.
joke was just accessory.
I had to say I'm a fan.
I am here for this.
I've got string cheese.
And it's beautiful, and we love you. You're perfect. All right, so last we left off, Elistray has teleported you all down to the Echo Shard Mountains near the Great Maw, and the world around you is dark. You are again in this sort of evergreen forest. Snow seems to be listing down from above, and it is dark out. You're not exactly sure what time it is on the current plane, but based off of what Jirana had told you before, you are guessing that it will be light at some point in the near possible future. You are, again, just not exactly sure when. However, it is... it's not exactly easy to figure out where you're going. But Arjhan, make a survival check for me.
Oh boy. 17.
Okay, so a 17.
Do I have a feature for this? I'm a ranger.
You are a ranger.
No. Wait. No.
Because we
No.
got
Is he a
rid of
ranger?
favored terrain. He is a
Oh, he's
ranger. He's a ranger.
I have to remind
cleric.
myself of that every
I
game,
know, I
but
get
yes.
confused.
Arjhan, I would say that your prowess when it comes to being out in the wilderness, you know that well, one, you would hope that Elistray would like actually drop you off at the place that she had suggested. So at this point, you are looking for any kind of distinguisher, any kind of marker. And as you are making your way through this woods, you start seeing talismans and effigies that are hanging from the trees and kind of wrapping around them. And these talismans and effigies that you can see all are very distinct in their styling. There's not really a whole lot of paper, but you can hear almost a wind chime-like effect that comes from the rattling of bones. And looking at where these rattling bones are coming from, you can see that almost like popcorn on long strings that one would put onto Christmas trees, there are strings of sharpened teeth that seem to be lined along these trees. And you remember that Jirana had mentioned in passing that, yes, these individuals, these kind of vampires, as Caelum and Gwen had come to realize, make frequent attacks against the people of the Unan. And so you just begin to go closer towards these wards, trying to find them. As you get close, you see that some of these wards begin to glow. Make an Arcana check.
7.
A 7? Okay. They seem to be activating because of something, but you aren't sure.
Hold up.
And
I just, whenever I notice that, I stop and try to get everybody to stop, and that's it.
And you can hear the rattling begin to echo through the trees.
Uh-oh.
DM, I have a question.
Yes.
I sent people up here, right?
You did.
Do I know if they got here or not?
You do not.
Have I been updated? Okay. Cool.
Yeah. You were in the process of beginning to send them north. You know that it was a long travel, especially because you didn't know where this village was. Mm-hmm. It's more of a guesstimation.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a theory. Caelum backs off a few paces from the wards.
And the wards look like they begin to calm ever so.
Schwipsy.
And
I'm sorry, I don't know. Is that Elvish?
There is, in a way, it is familiar of the will-o-wisps that you have seen previously, where it is these lights that seem to move on their own, coming from a distance, but these ones seem to move very quickly. And they seem to be much more erratic than the will-o-wisps that you have seen before. And shooting from tree to tree, you can actually see that embedded in these trees are chunks of Echo Shard. Before you, from 3 different of these lightning stretches that seem to outgo from each of these trees, you see 3 individuals. They are wearing what looks like darkened leathers. One of them has a spear. The other has a more curved blade in one hand, and then like a shorter knife in the other. And then the third one just looks like they have this sort of like they have their hands outstretched, and lightning is just arcing from it as they appear in front of your group. And they you hear Arjhan in this sort of like Spanglish version of Draconic that they cry out for death to Iskin. You will not have us. And the Iskin, you know, is the colloquial phrase for vampires. And they, like, seeing you for, like, they are, like, ready to throw down. They have never seen you before. You are new here.
We are not vampires. We're acquainted with Your Honor.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm like to use my forceful presence.
Yeah.
$20.
Okay, so 20. When you say we're not vampires, we know Jirana. I feel like that's the point where like they sort of stop, and then like looking at you, like actually looking at you, Arjhan, they like straighten up a little bit, and there are whispers of you hear them say "blessed by Great Ma," and like they look at you as well, and they're like, "Guys, he is blessed by Great Ma. I do not think so. He does not have the colors for it. He also has what is this? I don't know what that is." And like you can see that like they're making like quick observations of you and your party, and then they say, "It is Grayscale who will determine what to do with you. If you know Jirana, you are welcome here. If you are lying about knowing Jirana, you will find your head on a spear as a warning to the other Iskin."
Very well.
Fair.
Raises his hand. In Draconic, I have a bit of a condition that activates these. Is that okay?
Show us your teeth. And one of the Iskin just like grabs your lower jaw and like your upper bit, and like if you've seen Planet of the Apes where they're like looking inside the mouth to see what's all in there, like they are doing that with Caelum.
Can we get like a safety? Oh, okay, we're just going. Got it.
He's
Not
clean.
a vampire.
But you activate the ward.
I died at some point, came back. It's complicated.
We do not enjoy complicated up here. This is a simple place. You live or you die. No in between. But, you know, Jirana, come. And these three hunters will then turn, and they will begin leading you. And it takes roughly 15 minutes or so to make your way through these woods. And when you arrive at a clearing, you can see that there are low huts that have been built that are just caked in snow. When you are approaching this small village, like they have threatened you, you do see that there are skulls that are presented on these spears, but these look like skulls missing their lower jaws that still have two long extended canines out as a means of warning against any kind of Iskin that might be foolhardy enough to attempt to fight against their village. And as they're walking, they will also let you know daylight comes in roughly 2 hours.
Oh, okay. Cool.
This is towards the end of tonight's, well, the end of this long dark that we enjoy. And he said, and this hunter says enjoy with like, you know, just that base layer of like, oh yeah, this is totally great. I love living here. It's the best. Coming into this place, you can see that there are, again, like there are these closed down huts. And towards the back of this village, against what looks like a rocky edifice, you see what looks like a cave. But this cave sort of has a upper outcropping that looks like the upper part of a snout. And along the lower part of the entrance of this cave, you can see that there are large bones that seem to protrude out as a lower half of a jaw. And when they reach it, they say, "Wait here," and one of them will enter in to the cave. And as you wait, you can see, like looking around this place, one of the tents opens up, and you see that there's like a small child who pokes their head out and looks at you. But they don't have the like childlike wonder of like, oh yay, like new people. They just have this like, who the fuck? Like
There's a bow knife in their hand.
yeah, like they look like this might be a child. This child is a warrior. Like they have.
Wait.
Yes.
Not
are we in
reading that
fucking
at all.
Barovia?
Yeah, we are.
Kind
Did I
of.
miss something?
They've got vampires.
Like we
Ah.
we squished both of the D&D horror campaigns. We got Rime of the Frost Maiden and Curse of Strahd,
Rime of the
Squish
Strahd
here.
Maiden.
Oh,
Wait, no.
nice.
which is to say,
Wait,
welcome today.
did we just wander into a domain of dread?
No, don't worry
Honey.
about it or think too hard. Let's just keep
This
going.
entire campaign's a domain of dread. What are you talking about?
Aw, babe, thank you.
Wait a second. Does that mean Steven's a Dark Lord?
Yes.
Beware the smiling man.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, Cori's totally not going to read that at all. She just waves kindly to the child.
And like as the child looks, like you see like a larger arm, like, and very hushedly, they'll say, Dimitri, get away from the door. Like they'll just like pull this small child in, and as they are done pulling it in, you see two individuals coming from this cave. One being the hunter that had led you here, and the other looks like an ancient dragonborn. And when we say ancient, they are old. They are well past being like in their prime, and their scales are graying and partly molted. They look like they have just lived a very long, very hard life, but they still stand. They have a kind of gnarled staff, and you can see that they actually have on their on this vest that they wear, that there are like large bones that have been interwoven along the back with strings tied amongst them that they just keep charms and other things just sort of hanging from. It looks like they for more easy grippings. And when they see you, this individual says, "Who here knows Joranna?"
My companion and I do, Gwen. I'm Arjhan.
She doing well?
Yes.
Yeah, is she not here?
I think it takes a long time for them to travel back, and they may or may not still be at my home.
Last we heard, the Great Queen required assistance.
Yes.
That was before the Long Dark.
It's been that long.
Yeah, when did she leave?
Roughly. And she says the equivalent of Joranna would have left.
Like it's been 10 days, and then it took us a couple, like about a week, I guess, to get to
Yeah, she left
Vascor.
like not even a month and a half ago.
Okay. It's like we weren't on the moon for a randomly long time.
No, there's no time
Okay, cool.
differential
Okay.
between the moon and down here.
Just making sure.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Moon is actually the Feywild.
Moon is haunted.
It's haunted.
It's on it.
You don't look like you are all from around here, so come. And she then turns and begins walking into this vacant maw of an ancient beast. And
follow.
yeah, as she comes in, she says, and she speaks common, mind you. she doesn't need. She has learned other things in her time being as old as she is. And she says, based off of your silhouette, I'm guessing that you are chosen by the queen.
Yes.
It's
I
good
mean,
to
you could
see.
say that.
It is good to see. Now, we do not get very many visitors here. So what exactly brings you to our village?
Whenever Girana left here, she was answering the call to defend my home from somebody. While we were distracted by another thing, infestation of worms from an elder evil. An elder evil that we have very recently chased to the surface of the moon, where many of us fought and died. I survived, but in the stress after that battle, I had hallucinations, visions. It's something that I can't quite answer. I believe the answers to it are here. That's why I've come.
She listens and nods and says, "This seems like you know what you're doing, even if you do have questions. In the old time, back when Great Ma was still with us, there were many that had visions like you do. They were trying to find each other, to achieve power unlike anything you have ever seen. Come." And she, as she's talking, she leads you into deeper into this cavern until eventually there's a spot that has these large drapes that have been pulled over it. And she says, "This is the Deep Mirror Hall. You will need to go in alone.
Okay.
The rest of you, you can wait here. We can have discussion. It's been a while since I had visitors." Inside, you will see yourself. You'll see versions of yourself, reflections. They may talk to you. It is up to you if you talk back. And she with this gnarled hand, she reveals the entrance to this place. And Arjhan, looking deeper in, you can see that there are what look like large crystalline structures that are all along the inside of this cave.
Okay. And he'll walk in
Okay.
and just like take a long look at everybody else, just like, well, I don't. I'm just trusting this.
Is this a help come with me look, or is this a I'm gonna go do this by myself look?
It's a look that that says, I am deeply uncomfortable with all of this and fully expect that this is gonna be like something. I'm about to be drugged.
Should we roll an insight check, people who have better insight than me?
If any of you want to roll an insight check against the strange old woman telling you to go into a cave by
Right.
yourself, you are more than
18.
willing to.
I get advantage
13.
against deception.
You do.
4.
There is no deception here. Caelum, this seems sketchy as fuck, but like you've had a rough history with people telling you to go to places by yourself. You know, like it just seems weird. She also like she seems like really just like she knows what's going on. And you don't. And that's upsetting.
She was extremely accepting of our entire situation, and there were no other questions asked except, "Would you like to step into my mind cave?"
I got a 17.
A 17. And Gwen, you got a 13. And Arjhan, you got a
18.
18. Okay. Yeah, so Cori and Gwen, the two of you feel like maybe there's something that she's not telling you guys, but like she seems trustworthy enough. Everyone just has like a weird vibe here. Arjhan, when she seems sincere, but in a way that someone who has worked hard every single day of their life is when they meet a newcomer. She has information that she wants to present readily available, but she is so unused to speaking with new people or people that know what she's talking about that she has foregone any kind of pomp or hyperbole in her speaking and is instead just very plainly, very matter-of-factly offering assistance.
If we're all in agreement that this is extremely out of left field for those of us who aren't from here.
Yeah, we're not allowed to help him once he steps inside, correct?
There will be no help necessary. It is just conversation.
Just in case. Caelum walks over to Arjhan and holds out his hand for... Can I see the ring of spell storing? Boop. He's going to cast a 3rd level haste into it. And then hand it back to Arjhan. Boop.
All right.
Cori approaches him and like puts a firm hand on his shoulder. And she says, "Go with my blessing." And she casts Death Ward on him.
Do that?
She can say it as part of the verbal component of a spell, yeah.
Okay.
Little pompous much, huh? Maybe I should have said go with my blessing when I casted haste.
Gwen just pats his calf and's like, "You got this, buddy."
Well, if nothing else, the name of this room was written in my blood. On the
How does
moon.
that make it any better?
It'd be a really big fucking coincidence if it just randomly happened like that. And I doubt that anybody has the power to rewrite the things that come out of my mouth that are on the moon.
And if there's anything that a hunter should be able to trust, it's their blood.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I know where mine came from. Takes a deep breath, goes into the mirror room.
Okay. And Arjhan, as you pass the barrier and get inside of this chamber, you begin walking down this pathway, and as you do, you can see, again, these large crystalline structures that have almost a... They are not opaque, which is a little surprising. You're used to quartz and other gems this deep underground having a more like milky texture from being comprised of so many minerals, but these are more of like almost like a greenish color, and they seem clear, which is strange. Each one has been, they have a certain amount of shear to them where it doesn't look like they have been broken off or cut. It looks like they just formed with these very sharp angles that almost give them a mirror-like quality. And as you walk down this hallway, you can see that it sort of wraps into a open space with one of these large crystalline structures just seeming to jut up from the ground below. And as you get close, you can see that there are dozens of your reflections that are displayed across the walls as you begin to walk down. But as you stand in front of this giant structure in front of you, the single one standing, you see yourself, but they are wearing different clothes than you. You can see that they have different scar marks along their face, almost like they had encountered some sort of beast that caused this damage unto them. And most notably, they do not have wings. And this individual that is you looks at you and says, "So you came." And you hear them say this through the crystal.
Yes, but for what?
Haven't you ever wondered why whenever anyone says anything relating that doesn't seem to make sense, you get a fit? You start coughing.
And like, okay, so like camera goes back to Arjhan, who's just like, what do you fucking
In the old times, in the distant past, when the dragons still flew, there were creatures called great worms. These creatures were like normal dragons, but they were cunning. You are familiar with the idea of timelines, correct? Or is this something new to you?
I mean, time moves forward.
It does.
That
Imagine if every time you made a choice, every time there was a situation that arose that you always thought that you could do differently. What if you did? That is what I'm talking about. The idea that this isn't everything. What you see before you, this is not everything that is happening. You've encountered an individual who harnessed powers like this before. I know because he seemed to recognize me when I walked inside of his little red tent.
Why does it always have to come back to Aurelio?
I don't know. I really don't like that guy. He managed to get a glimpse of what our forefathers used to be able to do, and took a more capitalist spin upon it. I don't know what it's like for you right now, but based on what I saw through our blood, things are looking rather dire. And I don't know how I'll defeat Kyuss. I've always felt that I could get stronger, could be stronger. And the easiest way to do that was to find me. Well, find you, really. Normally, what we have wouldn't be possible. But the creature that we owe our existence to, Tarlayan, made a copy of himself and then existed simultaneously. That is just the base, the start of a great worm. It is possible for us. Even just getting into contact now, we've already established a connection. So I want to ask you, do you sometimes see things that others can't? Have you seen the smiling man?
Yeah, whenever you say that, it sounds like something very, very cryptic. Like, oh, I should know whenever I see it.
Have you ever seen what looked like 5 tears in the sky with silhouettes staring down at you, and one of them seems a little bit more malicious than the others?
Okay, that is very specific. Yes.
Have you seen them?
Yes. Like I just answered. But like for like a moment, maybe. I'm still not really sure that that was real.
I wasn't sure either, until I saw you. Usually, from my understanding, it's moments of incredible stress, make or break situations, as it will, that I have seen him before. One time I was helping out, if you'll believe it, Santar.
I remember the Santar.
He's really just, is he incapable of having access to the Holiday Nexus? Like every year I have to help him out. It's ridiculous.
It's okay. So we have that in common. Whenever I was trying to get stronger, I made deals with Tarlayan, deals with Tiamat. Has that happened to you?
And this Arjhan nods. I did. I did what they wanted me to. There was a moment where, after I solved the issue of, well, solved, relative term, we managed to defeat the Fae on the Winter Isle. I spoke to the Queen, I spoke to Tarlayan about what to do next. And they wanted me to find others. So I did. There are 4 others that are like us in a variety of ways. Whether they are great worms or not I'm not sure if that is going to be the case, there is a white draconian who lives here in this village where you met me. There is a trickster named Saul who lives in the south, found at a mountain that he seemed to have almost named after himself.
I believe he's called Ren and Mine.
Of course he is. Trickster king, terrible at lies. And then I met Kendek. He's nice. His family I wish I had when I was with the hunters.
All right. What do we do now? What do I need to do?
At this point, the only thing that I can think of is if there are there others? Have there been other moments that would have created other versions of you? Other versions of us? Do you still hunt with your blood?
No. No, I don't.
Then there will be one of us who does.
Well, I'm going to ask if they know if they went to Greenreach and fought the big tree archfey.
They have. That also
who's-
happened in their timeline.
Were you shown a timeline of your greatest potential?
There is that one. But I don't know if he's like you, and I don't know if he's like me. Seems to take more after, well, I don't want to call him father, but we are Talayan's son.
Shudders.
I can see what I can do about getting into contact with them. It seems you're more new to this than I am.
How did you get involved with all this?
I don't know. There was a moment where I was on a boat. I was fighting against Minotaur pirates. There were sharks in the water. I went overboard. And in that moment, I could feel shark teeth biting into me. And I got angry. I've never been so upset. Well, hadn't been that upset. Up until that point, anyways.
Oh.
And I remember that that's when I could see his face. The first time. That beneath the waves, beneath the water, one thing was clear to me, and that was the smile. And now, whenever it happens, whenever I feel like I'm close to death, I feel like he's smiling at me still. And I don't like it. There's the threat of Kyuss. Yes, there is so many things that need fixed. that need done, that need taken care of. Tell me one thing. Are they still with you?
Yeah.
And you see him nod, and he says, "You have good companions. And I will do my best to make sure that you do not lose them, like I did."
I want to. Oh, okay. I was going to ask for an insight check.
Yeah.
But nope. I just like instinctively, he's just gonna like the reaction is to say I'm sorry and just like try and hug him.
Yeah.
But I assume I'm just gonna like pop my head against the thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, ow. I'm sorry.
It wasn't your fault. It was mine.
I know that feeling.
So if you still have them, if these are still the same people that I adventured with, that I hope are anyways, if we find out a way to meet, not just through glass, I will make sure that you have the tools that you do not lose them. And then, once we do that, we can finally ask that smiling man some questions. About why. Why, how through all of this he's stayed so fucking happy while we suffer.
Sounds like a plan. Or goal.
Either's fine with me. And they, on this mirror sheen, you see them put up their claw. And they're, like, your draconic claws are a little bit shorter. They seem to have embraced, like, much more pointier claws. And they put the hand out and just make a quick circle motion against the side of the against like the inside, it looks like, of this glass structure. And after they make this quick twisting motion with their hand and create a small circular object, you see them just push it out, and this small chunk of the deep mirror extends out and then comes forward.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I figured this was going to be an easier way than trying to get you to cough up blood every time.
Yeah. Okay. He takes it.
The journey that you are about to go on, I promise I will be there with you. not just in spirit, but in blood.
Okay. You said you were still trying to figure out what was going on with Kyuss. Do you need to like compare notes or?
That would actually be helpful if you have any notes on them.
Well, I have to be really honest. My plan right now isn't that great, but it blah 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 blah.
And your reflection like nods. Just, you know, that does sound like a terrible plan.
Yeah, well, it's the best one that the moon goddess came up with.
See, I have a plan, but I don't have the right people to work on it, and I don't know how. It would require a heist of sorts.
Heist of?
In your timeline, are you familiar with the stone mantles?
Yes.
Did you get an engine that if it killed something could force it to come back out as a small lemure out of the river?
Not me specifically, but I am familiar with the stone mantle who does.
My plan is, in your situation, possibly a backup. Try and make the engine something smaller, possibly something more actionable, handheld. Take it to Kyuss directly. Downside, if we fail, that is not something that I exactly would want to have in the hands of Kyuss. Just start turning deities into little squishy blobs as it goes on. That, and we would have to steal from the safest bank in all of Avernus, ruled by the Queen. Which would not be... I don't even think she has it. I think it's with the stone mantles. It's under her jurisdiction. We have Abishai on that, right?
Do we?
I don't remember.
I'm asking Smiling Man here. Do we?
That was what Bridget and Kat had been working on. In your R&D department, you were in the process of possibly outfitting that into a new weapon. Although there is a giant draconic-shaped vehicle that would be ripe for outfitting with a weapon such as this.
We do have somebody on that.
It'd be dangerous. But outside of that,
it seems like we should probably try and figure out a more tangible way to help each other.
Agreed. If I figure out a means of being able to communicate outside of just crystals and blood, you'll be the first one I let know.
Good luck, Arjhan.
As to you, Arjhan. And the figure your reflection will put their hood up, and you can just see like the gator snout and then the twin glowing eyes as they just turn around and then begin walking away. And as they walk out of the reflection of this large crystallized gemmy, there is, like, you cast no reflection on this thing. It is just vacant. It is the only gemmy here that does not cast a reflection.
Okay. Cool. So the other reflections are still there.
Yep.
Okay. That answered one question, raised way too many others. Walks out.
Yeah, and outside of the cave, Grayscale is speaking with the three of you and says, "So you mean to tell me that you have never seen Iskin? Not even the once?"
Not to my knowledge.
I envy you.
Would it be okay if we have time just to go on one little hunt?
You can go on. I will not discourage you from killing our sworn enemy.
Fuck yeah.
I'm assuming
Caelum's-
we're probably going to go on an impromptu hunt on our way out of here. Unless, of course... Caelum, are you able to transport us from anywhere? You need a circle, don't you?
Yeah, I can take us to Olivia's ship.
Ah.
Also,
Sure.
we've got like a ton of silver door handles. Oh no, those should be in my bag.
Where's the house?
Goliath tribe, last we left.
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, or was it at?
I think it's at my
Oh.
place.
Okay.
Okay.
It's somewhere safe.
All right, cool. I wish we
We-
had like a summoning button. Can
We
you make
do.
a summoning button?
We literally do.
Then summon it here.
I need a doorway. Everything here is tent flaps.
Grayscale just sort of like looks at you. Like, I'm sorry.
Are there any doors?
There are some doors, but they are not ours. The Iskin use doors.
I apologize.
Sorry.
We might not have Iskin down south, but we do have a worm infestation.
What do you mean?
They get into dead things and reanimate them. So honestly, I'll take Iskin over worms.
They also get into live things and make them dead.
Oh yeah, they fucking suck.
I will take Iskin. We know how to fight against these ones. Your worms... I'm not sure. And I think that as, like, you're having this mild conversation, Arjhan, that's when you make your way out. I is returned.
You alright?
Yeah, I just had a long conversation with myself.
You know, introspection's good, Arjhan.
And I think, Caelum, when you say that, Grayscale just... yeah. Did it give you answers that you sought?
Not really. More questions, I guess.
I have questions too. I'm sure they will be answered in time. Now, the four of you are here. Yes, sun up in several hours. One of you has expressed that they would like to go on a hunt. You also expressed that you need to find a door. In order
Do we need a door?
Well, we have to Russell's into his portable hole. Silver door handle. Affix this to a door, get the silver key inside of it, and we get Gideon.
I mean, I can make the door to the conference room.
Won't that work?
Try it.
Let's try it.
Wait, no. But the hunt. I mean, we can do both. I just don't want to leave yet. Also,
We-
trading relations are important, and I should establish them while I'm here.
Right, and earning favor through a hunt would probably be good for that. But I also
Right,
just really want
that.
to see if this works.
Okay, fine.
Conference room.
Boop. Key, please.
Okay. Yeah, the conference room. You summon it the way that you usually do.
I cast rope trick.
Yep. Yeah, and if you rope trick it with a silver door, make the knockies. You look inside. Why has no one thought of this before?
Did we just gank the system, guys?
This is what happens
Caelum.
when I give people magic items.
How come I can't think of any of this shit?
If Arjhan
Grayscale just looks in and just, what is this?
That's a second level spell.
Holy shit. Caelum turns and he hugs Arjhan. He's the most excited he's been in so long.
I sold myself for this.
It's alright.
Not really, but
It's okay. This is amazing.
Well, what do you know? You've finally managed to exploit magic without breaking the world.
I'm so proud of you.
Those flowers. Let's look out of season.
Oh yeah. This is way down south.
There is no snow there.
Nope.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, anything we take out of Gideon gets...
Yes.
mhm.
Okay.
Do you want to go in?
No.
Yeah, I know.
It looks clean.
Very clean.
Tough cleans. Hi, Gideon.
Hello, Resident Caelum.
We broke magic to get you here. It's amazing.
I do not understand.
Caelum begins explaining what had happened.
So the hunt.
Teach the AI how to break magic.
Yeah.
That's not gonna go wrong.
Hunt.
So the Iskin.
Yes.
Do you need help with this?
Do we need
Do we have-
help? Our people are very prideful. If you ask, we will say no, we do not need help. Do I want to see more Iskin death than I've ever seen in my life? Every day that I wake.
I like her.
Can't wait to have a moral quandary about this in a few days.
All right. What do we need? How do they die? What are they susceptible to?
They do not like sunlight,
Uh-huh.
which is why they hunt only at night. If they are not out hunting, they retreat back to their caves, their hovels, their homes. They have built a society on those that they have fed off of and turned into themselves.
Mm.
If you said that you wanted trade relations,
Yes.
I would consider trade relations as open agreement if you were to do this thing for me.
The go hunt the Iskin?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, point us in the right direction.
Hey, Cori. Do you know how to cast the daylight spell?
Yes.
Excellent. This is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. So you get to Grayscale informs you that there is a large encampment of Iskin that try and take over the village every single year. They go to the same spot all of the Yunnan know where they are located as they actively hunt them back. And it would take you several hours to get there. They do let you know that when they are that during daylight they seal themselves in in these large stone structures that they have built that prevent daylight from being able to get in, that are often built into like hillsides, effectively like cave entrances, that sort of thing, in order to prevent the Yunnan from attacking them back during the daytime. They also have their thralls who are not as susceptible to them during the daylight. But you guys have been given a direction to go. You have been given vampires to slay. And I think that's as good a place as any to call it for tonight's session. And then next week we can pick up with a good old-fashioned hunt. So I would like to say, first and foremost, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. I had a blast playing this game of Dungeon and/or Dragon with all my friends, but I always have a blast whenever I can get any one of these folks on the channel. RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
There's a button for that on the stream deck. Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream. You can catch me here always on Mondays as Caelum, the Shatterkai Wizard. Wednesday, we are taking off. Thursday, over at GGK, where we are playing Good Society. We play a game called Elegant Magics. It is the Regency era. We can cast magic. There is a little girl being kidnapped by a werewolf almost every night because one of us is trapped in a time loop. But she is also aware she is in a time loop. She keeps sending letters to try and get help, but they keep not going anywhere because time loop. Friday's not doing anything because I will be traveling. Saturday's back at GGK for Mistborn. Sunday's Hype Goblin in the morning for some D&D 5e, followed by over at the Lady Dame, where we play a Tailspire game, which is a virtual D&D board. Other than that, TheNateKeener.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches, where I'll be live tomorrow at 3 o'clock playing Alien Isolation. I feel like I should play Dead by Daylight and play as Michael Myers. Nope. Jason is Friday the 13th, because this week is Friday the 13th. But I'm not going to playing Alien Isolation. There's nothing you can do about it. After that, I will be on GGK playing our Burbs game, which is we're actually switching to Savage World, but it is a Cthulhu game where we are also in a time loop. Every time we die, we get sent back to when we met the person who killed us. It's very fun and very interesting. I got shot into the outer space once by a spell. It was really cool. But after that, you can find me on on my own channel back on Fridays. On Friday the 13th, we're doing another horror game. We might be playing Cry of Fear, or we might be playing a new game. But on Saturdays, we're doing our second episode of our Monster of the Week stream with the wonderful people from Better Than Heroes and Ted from Nerd Immersion and Lauren. If you didn't watch the first episode, please watch the first episode. I'm gonna put it up on YouTube, but I had some sound issues, so I have to fix that. Anyways, I'm going on to nakehater.com.
Hoi, I'm Cyber. You can find me on Twitch at CyberTrouble1. I'm playing Oblivion right now. I'm doing that, and people can spend channel points to make me talk about Elder Scrolls lore for a very, very long time, or make me do Winnie the Pooh voices, because that's also fun.
And treats.
And you can give my dog treats and pets vicariously through me, which is also very fun. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that this Saturday, because I will be prepping to go around the country. So if you don't see me here next week, that's why. But yeah, for other RPG stuff, I've got a Patreon that you don't have to pay shit for unless you want to. And there's a whole bunch of free RPG stuff, like form fillable PDFs for the Avatar game that's now raised $4 million. Yeah. that game that is breaking their own stretch goals faster than they can get them approved by Viacom CBS. That game. Or Urban Shadows. I have form fillable PDFs for that game that was already kickstarted. And that game that I am running on twitch.tv/highshelfgaming every other Thursday. So like not this. So this Thursday, but not next Thursday. But the following Thursday, we'll be having some fun New Orleans, Lafayette, Louisiana-esque super fun supernatural times. It's a very fun time. I killed way too many people last session. So check that out. And then clearly check us out here on Mondays, where you already found us. And some of us have found us too. DanaeKeener.com.
And speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet there that says all of the things that I'm up to on the Twitches. And you can go and look at that schedule and see all the things that I'm up to. The one thing that I think I don't have on there is the fact that we're playing City of Mist for Monster Noir on Thursdays here, same time as For Keeps, and it has been a lot of fun so far. I'm playing as an archetype that we came up with, which is a werewolf, because she was unaware that she was a werewolf, and now that she has become aware that she's a werewolf, she's a werewolf. DanaeKeener.com.
God damn it.
The werewolf does not like me, but Dot, I think, is fine.
The human part of her thinks he's all right, but he has shot her several times in her werewolf form. So she doesn't like that cowboy.
I would say it was an accident, but it clearly wasn't. Hello, everybody, and welcome. If you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but if you don't, hey, what's up, Acorns? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sundays. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, including full playthroughs of a plethora of games and various game systems as well. And you can also find us anywhere audio casts are made available for free. But speaking of things that are being made available for free, we are going to be going into our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community but also from each other. You can find the link to that after show in our Twitch chat to the side. It's at our Patreon at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. So we are going to be heading there. But before we do, I would like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop by. Thank you to these wonderful players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see all of you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.